Have you ever really thought about what happens in that split second after you type a web address and hit enter? We're about to pull back the curtain on the internet's invisible engine and answer one simple but super important question. What is a web server?
So think about it. When you go to a website, where are you going? Where do all those articles and pictures and videos actually live? It kind of feels like magic, but it's not. And it's not inside your computer either. It's somewhere else entirely.
To really get it, let's use a super simple analogy. Picture this. You walk into your favorite restaurant, you grab a seat, and you're looking at the menu, ready to order.
So you tell the waiter what you want, they zip back to the kitchen whips up your food, and then the waiter brings it right to your table. Simple, right? Well, believe it or not, that exact process is pretty much how the entire internet works.
Let's connect the dots here. In this story, you are your web browser. Chrome, Safari, whatever you use. The food you're ordering, that's the website itself. All the text, the images, the data. And the kitchen, the place that has all the ingredients and does all the work, yep, that's the web server.
So let's put it all together into a nice, clean definition. A web server is basically a powerful computer that's on all the time. Its whole job is to store all of a website's files and then send them out to your browser whenever you ask. It's literally the kitchen of the internet, working 24/7 completely behind the scenes. Okay, so we've got the restaurant analogy down. Now, let's peek under the hood just a little bit. It all boils down to this really simple two-way conversation called the request and response cycle.
It's like a three-step dance. Step 1, your browser sends out a request. That's you ordering from the menu. Step 2, the web server over on the other side finds all the correct files for that website. And step 3, it sends those files right back as a response. Your browser then catches those files and builds your web page you see. Request and response. That little back and forth is what makes the web go round.
So when we say files, what are we actually talking about? Well, think of them as the ingredients for the website. You've got HTML, which is like the skeleton, the basic structure. Then you have CSS, which is all the design and color, kind of like the skin and clothes. And then there's JavaScript, which handles all the interactive stuff. That's the brains. And all these files live on servers, which are kept together in these massive, super secure, air-conditioned buildings called data centers.
Now, this might sound a little technical, but you literally do this all day, every single day, and you probably don't even realize it. Let's walk through a real-world example. Let's say you want to check the news. You type in the website address. Instantly, your browser sends a request to the news company's server. That server grabs all the files for the homepage, the latest headlines, the images, and sends them all back to you. Your browser puts it all together, and just like that, you're reading the news. And this whole thing happens, poof, in the blink of an eye every single time. All right, now that you've got the basics down, let's have a little fun. We're going to bust a few common myths about web servers. Time to set the record straight, rapid-fire style. Let's do this.
Okay, first one up. Is a server just software? You hear names like Apache or Nginx, and it's easy to think the whole thing is just a computer program. But is that the whole picture?
And myth busted. A server is actually both. You have to have the physical computer, the hardware, and you need the program running on it, the software, to handle all the requests. They're a total package deal. All right, next myth. This one trips a lot of people up, even though we've kind of touched on it. Is a web browser basically the same thing as a web server? Nope, not even close. The easiest way to think about it is this. Your browser is the client. It's the one asking for stuff. The server is the provider. It's the one giving the stuff. They have completely opposite jobs, but they need each other to work. And for our final myth, this one's about scale. With billions of people online, is all of that internet traffic going to one single ginormous supercomputer somewhere? Is there just one server running the whole show? The reality is actually way cooler, and honestly, kind of mind-boggling. It's not one giant server. It's a massive, interconnected network of millions and millions of servers all humming away in data centers on every single continent. Yeah, just let that number sink in for a second. Millions. That is the invisible army of computers working together 24/7 to bring you everything from your email to your favorite shows, all happening quietly in the background. Okay, so let's bring this all home. We figured out what a server is, how it works, we busted some myths, but why does any of this actually matter? What's the big takeaway? Here's why you should care. Every single website you love, every online store you use, every video you watch, it all lives on a server. If that server goes offline, poof, the website is just gone. It disappears.
Without servers, the internet would just be a big, empty void. They're the foundation of literally everything we do online.
Look, if you forget everything else we talked about, just burn this one sentence into your brain. This is your mental model. A web server is a 24/7 online computer that stores website files and sends them to your browser whenever you ask for them. That's it. That's the whole game right there.
And that leaves us with one last big thought. We now know that servers are the absolute bedrock of the internet we use today. So the question becomes, what's going to be the foundation for the internet of tomorrow? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.